Welcome back. Markets are volatile, but one stock that's on fire this morning is IMFA. The stock is now up close to around 8.5%. The past quarter's numbers are good, the outlook appears fairly stable, and they also declared a 10 rupee dividend. Mr. Subhrakant Panda, the managing director of the company, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Panda. Good morning, and always good to see you in. Well, your shareholders will want to understand what's the way ahead from here on. So could you tell us, how is pricing shaping up? What was it in the past quarter? What is it currently? And this run rate of around 160, 170 crores per quarter will only get better from here?
Good morning, Nigel. Always a pleasure to catch up with you as well. So we are obviously very pleased with the numbers because, all that we have worked very hard over the years to build up the fully integrated business model and the conservative approach in terms of now being debt-free is paying off. In terms of, the Q2 numbers for FY25, broadly speaking, prices were the same as Q1. Maybe a little bit off, and costs were roughly the same, and volumes were significantly higher, which is why you have seen the numbers improve a little bit over Q1 and substantially over the corresponding quarter of last year. Going ahead, I had in an earlier interaction mentioned that we would expect H2 to be better. That was basis the assumption that the stimulus measures in China will kick in a lot earlier than they were announced. That hasn't happened, or it happened later than what I anticipated is a better way to put it. So what you're seeing now is China prices around the 90-cent mark, but given our blend of spot and long-term contracts, we are looking at an average realization during the ongoing Q3, roughly in the mid 90s. And that coupled with the rupee depreciation, which is now at 84.35 or so, is going to enable us to, by and large, maintain the same margins that you're seeing in the current quarter. So pricing forecast, prices have come off a little bit. So what you will see in Q3 is the top line numbers cool off a little bit, but costs are also moderating, especially metallurgical coke. And therefore, by and large, we should be able to maintain these margins. Specifically, the guidance, although we don't really talk about it in that manner, but EBITDA for each of the remaining two quarters, I would say 150 with upside potential.
No, but you said that the last time as well. You did 160, you did 170. So it's not fair to talk about 150 crores then. Will it be better? Will it at least be 160, 170 crores at current reckoning, current prices, current input cost?
So we are expecting possibly a slight cool off in Q3, but it all remains to be seen. Obviously, the rupee depreciation is very much in our favor. And now with the stimulus measures in place in China and the uptick in PMI that you have seen in October, I would expect ferrochrome prices to start picking up. But at the moment, ferrochrome prices in China are about 90 cents, which is not, which works well for us because we are extremely competitive. But it doesn't work for a whole lot of peers, and which is why we're expecting some degree of improvement. And you're seeing that in India as well, with high chrome ore prices. Ferrochrome production in amongst non-integrated producers is getting choked off, and all of that combined is going to support prices.
Right. Mr. Panda, every time we speak to you, we have to ask about the Utkal C compensation. Of the 220 crore which was pending, how much have you received, and by when do you receive the rest?
So all of that has been received. So in as much as land is concerned, so, to break it up, the initial, which was several years ago, couple of years ago, 20 odd crores towards, various fixed expenses and all of that, that has come in. The 352 odd for land has come in, although that is disputed by the new LOT, and that is a matter which is pending before the tribunal. But as I have said in the past, we are very confident about where we stand on that, and in fact we believe that we are entitled to a little bit more. But be that as it may, that entire amount has been received. And a little while as in a week or 10 days ago, the mines infrastructure compensation has been finalized at 8.5. That is not something that we are satisfied with, because we were expecting about 20 odd crores. But that's something that we will again have to take up. But so pretty much all of the money that we are entitled to has come in to the system.
So 350 plus 20 plus 8.5 has come in.
The 8.5 is yet to come in, I believe, but the rest has come in.
All right, the bigger trigger for the company in the next 2-3 years, the market believes that the EBITDA number will go up substantially because your capacity is going to go up by 40 to 50%. What is the update in terms of the, the permissions that have come in? And in which quarter do we see the expanded capacity come on stream? 2026, early 2026, would that be a fair estimate?
So mid 2026 is the assumption at this point in time. So we are currently in the process of building the boundary wall and taking possession of the land. And we expect to have groundbreaking in January and roughly 18 months construction. So that takes us to mid 2026. Although once we kick off construction, we will certainly look to see how we can compress the timeline and advance it maybe by a month or two. So mid 2026 for the first furnace and the second one following shortly thereafter. So that will add about 100,000 tons of capacity, which is the 40 to 50% that you are mentioning. But we are also, as you are aware, working on a ethanol project. And there too, we expect to start construction in December or maybe spilling over into January. And that will, that's something that will add about 300 odd crores to the top line. And that is something that we expect to commission by the end of 2025.
Okay, by the 2025, all right. And that 300 crores will give you margins of around 20%, right?
Well, it's again a factor of what the input costs are for grain-based ethanol, etc. But, broadly, I would say in the 15 to 18% range is what we're expecting at this point in time.
Always good speaking to you, Mr. Panda. Second half of the year, you could do 150 crores at least of EBITDA. That would take your total EBITDA for the year to around 650 crores. Thanks a lot for joining in. Well, that's the management of IMFA. Stock at the high point of the day as we speak.